Today I have a Tuesday tip for those like me who want super soft and smooth feet without spending a ton of money or time. The shoe of Mary is the mighty flip-flop. It is not glamorous, yet I wear it as often as I possibly can. I mean, I could run a marathon in the flip-flop. But what that means is that my feet are constantly on display. And while I spend as little time as humanly possible looking at other people's feet, I have very high expectations for my own. I absolutely cannot stand looking down and seeing dry cuticles or calluses or rough skin. It's just gross. So in today's video, I'm going to share 3 simple steps for super soft feet that you can do at home. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It's totally free. And if you want more content like this, please give this video a thumbs up because then I'll know you like it. During the summer and spring months, our feet are on display. Sandals, flip-flops, and slides are perfect this time of year, as long as you don't live in Ireland because it's actually cold and even snowing here in April. It is so cold. But the exposure that we give to our feet is actually really hard on the skin. So before I get into the details, I am going to start with a disclaimer. I get a pedicure once a month. I have done that since the 90s when I lived in San Francisco. And of course, it was much cheaper in those days. It is the one indulgence that I have permitted myself for decades. So there is somebody that's helping me out a little bit here. But what I do is focus on how I can keep my feet feeling nice and soft in between those visits. And this is what I do about 3 times a week. Now, it is going to sound pretty obvious, but I'm telling you, if you adopt this simple routine, you will be thanking me. Step 1 is exfoliate. Now, in the last 30 plus years of taking very diligent care of my footsies, I have tried every product available to man. I have used chemical exfoliants and every device you can possibly think of, both electrical and mechanical. And there is only one product that I would actually recommend. It is by Margaret Dabbs and it is called the Professional Foot File. I'm not joking. This is the hardest working product I have ever used. Now, I am not going to show you my feet. Nobody needs to see that. People really don't like to see people's feet, myself included. But I'll tell you what my problem areas are. It's the area of skin on my big toes as well as the heels. They just get really hard and cracked skin. Ew. Now this guy, I'm not going to show him to you. I'll put a little photo up here. It has a stainless steel body, which means it's designed to last forever. Now I think I've had mine for 3 years here and it's got a lot of life in it. And each side holds a replaceable adhesive file pad. Now what they say about this product is the abrasive pads are designed using crushed crystal technology to remove hard, dry skin and calluses evenly, finely, and effectively, leaving your feet completely smooth. So true. Apparently they can also remove corns as well as the hard skin on the tip of the toes. All of this stuff is quite gross. But anyway, the file comes with 4 pads. There's one on each side of the file and then it has 2 replacement pads and they last about 3 months each. Now here's a side note. I noticed when I was just looking at their website that they have foot clinics in the UK and I want to go so bad. I may just book in on one of my regular trips to London. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing. So anyway, I use this with dry skin. And let me tell you, it disintegrates hard skin. It's pretty phenomenal. Now, it can make a bit of a mess, so I use this over like a low garbage can or over a towel. And then I just rinse and wash them all off. But I leave my skin a little bit damp, which leads me to step 2. That is hydrate. So I apply a moisturizing product to the entire foot. And you can use any kind of product you've already have. You can use a lotion, a cream, or an oil. And I have used them all. But what I really like to do is to combine a lotion with an oil. I'm currently using the Cuccio cuticle oil, which I get off of Amazon. This whole bottle, I think, was only about 10 or 15 euros. And then the cream I'm using is by O'Keeffe's. It is called Healthy Feet. And again, cheap as chips, and I picked that up at the grocery store. So then what I do is actually use the 2 of these together. And then I just rub until the product is absorbed. Now, I have used just this by itself, and I've also used just this by itself. Now I put them together, but I have to warn you, when you put them together, it's very squishy. And if you try it, you will see what I mean. But you don't have to use both. You can use any. What I find so interesting about the oil in particular is it really kind of gets into the cracks of the skin and it really starts to soften. Then we move on to step number 3, which is lock it all in. For this, I use an occlusive to seal all of that moisturizing goodness in. And any kind of occlusive will work. I tend to use Vaseline because that's the cheapest and I can get it in tubs. You can even get it in bigger tubs, but you could use CeraVe, you could use Aquaphor, any of these kind of products will work on it. So then I use it to seal all of that goodness in, and then I put a cotton sock on my foot. Because what that's going to do is just help keep everything in place while your skin starts to absorb it. Now, sometimes I wear the socks just for the evening, probably no less than 3 or 4 hours each time. And if you can do it, sleep in them overnight. Now, I'm a woman of a certain age, so sleeping in socks overnight is tricky for me to do because if you get the old hot flashes, but it would be even more effective if you're able to do that. Now, recently when I was in Florida visiting my mom, I actually did this every night for 3 or 4 nights in a row. Oh, I came back and my skin was so nice. So just like everything else that brings about positive change, consistency is king. And if you stop, the benefits are going to stop too. I mean, that hard, gross skin is going to come back. It's just no avoiding it when it comes to the summer. So guys, that is it. My top tips for super soft feet this summer. Let me know if you try this yourself, or better yet, what tips do you have for me? I'd love to know if there are any special techniques or products that really deliver results. So thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye. You're supposed to pay attention to me.
This is your intro.
This is not my intro.
Oh, it is.
Okay.